Don't tell anybody, but your life is yours to live however you want. But seriously, don't tell anyone, because people don't like it. If you actually choose how you're going to live your life according to your own conscience, people don't like that. Everybody seems like they want to tell you how to live. Look, it seems to be the trend to point fingers at, you shouldn't think this, and you should think this, and you shouldn't feel this, and you should act like this. Everyone seems to be telling everybody else how to live. But here's the thing, it's your life. When you wake up right here, right now, this is your life. You are the only one who can choose how you're going to live. You are the author of your life. You are the authority of your values. Now, you can try to let other people, you can try to give other people the authority and let them tell you how to live, let them tell you what's important, what kinds of goals you should or should not go after, what kind of relationships you should or should not have, what kind of food you should or should not eat, right? How you should act in social situations, what causes you should care for, what parties you should vote for. You can, listen to other people and let them tell you what to do. But when it comes down to it, you are the one who chooses who to listen to, to whom. You are the ultimate authority of your life. And if you remember that, don't tell anyone. Seriously, don't tell anyone. Just, oh, wait a minute. That's right. It's my life. Mine. I get to choose. So the question becomes, well, so what do I want to do, right? Because, some choices are better than others. And I don't mean in a moral sense, oh, this is better and that's worse. That's more of that finger-pointing bullshit. I mean that some choices lead you to have a better life, and some lead your life to get worse. Some lead towards a more heavenly life, and some lead towards a more hellish life. You got to be smart about what you choose. One of the advantages of letting other people tell you what the values are, what the goals are, and who you're supposed to be and who you're not supposed to be. One of the advantages is, well, then I don't have to be responsible for whether my life turns out, right? It just is what it is. And, I did my best. I did what I was told. So it's not my responsibility. But here's the thing. It's your life. It is your responsibility. You are the one who will inherit the choices that you make. So make smart choices. Do you know how to do that? Well, a little. Could you get better at making better choices? What if you got really, really good at discovering and making choices that led you to make your life better rather than worse? In fact, not only a little better, but a lot better. What if you got really good at making choices that made your life a lot better over and over and over in every area of your life, your relationships, your career, your wealth, your body, your friends, how you organize your house, how you manage your resources, everything, how you think, how you feel, what kind of meaning you experience based on the goals that you pursue, the values that you dedicate yourself to. What if you got really, really good at making choices that made all of those things better rather than worse? What if you got really good at talking to yourself and creating pictures and using your body in such a way that you enjoyed your life more? A lot more. You had more fun and more joy and happiness and ecstasy and bliss and love and wonder and awe, and you experienced life as beautiful. What if you got good at that? Okay, so that's what I'm talking about. You are the author. You get to determine the kind of story you tell. And I do this thing called the game of heroic meaning, and it is an invitation for you to learn, confront, think through, what is it that you want? Like, let's say that you could design your life how you wanted it. Let's say that you could build a path from wherever you're starting from, because that's where you're starting from. Like, you don't get to start from any place else. You start from where you are, right? But wherever you're starting from, if you could build a path towards better, like, what would that look like? Now, thinking through that is not an easy process. And so I created this thing called the game of heroic meaning, which helps you think through, what kind of life do I want to live? And then how do I actually work with this body, mind, meat suit neurology that I inherit? All of my habits, all of my cultural training, all of that. How do I work with that so that I consciously and intentionally choose to go towards what? Towards the life that I want. What would that look like? How do I figure that out? And then how do I enact that? And then how do I get better at that? And then how do I build my relationships around that, my career and my body and my environment? How do I make my life better and all? How do I do that? Okay, so I created the game of heroic meaning as a series of ideas and coaching exercises that you can go through that get you to think through what it is that you want. Right? I remember, it's your life. I don't tell you what to want. You get to want whatever you want. But the question is, what is it that you want? The thing that I do is I help you ask that question this way and that way and really figure it out and define it in such a way that the more you think it through, the more you realize what it is you want, the more you're empowered to make it happen because you see the steps and you recognize where you are and where you need to go. And the more inspired you are because you see that it's possible and it's beautiful and that it's worth it, that it's worth your time and energy. And the more you build a vision of your future that is better, it's increasingly beautiful, that the farther you go, the better it gets. So that it's good for you. It's good for the people you care about. It's good for the world. Like, your actions lead to a better world in which you get to live. How do you do that? That's what the game of thriving is about. It's about asking you a series of questions and providing you a series of ideas that the more you think them through, the more it guides you to understand your life as the opportunity, the gift that it is. This amazing experience of being human. We're in the 2020s. It's the most exciting time in human history. Each one of us has access to more resources. We are wealthier than any other people in human history. We have so many choices and tools and opportunities if we stop and think about where are we and where do we want to go and how are we going to get there. So if that sounds interesting to you, like, don't tell anyone who isn't on your team. If there's people on your team, tell them what you're up to. But just decide, you know what? He's right. It is my life. And I bet if I took some time to think through what I really want, I would spend more of my time doing things that make my life better and less of my time doing things that spin my wheels or make it worse. And that would be a good thing. So I'm going to go check out this game of heroic meaning. What would it mean to try to make my life one that is deeply meaningful and even heroic in nature because I'm choosing to make it better? And that's a heroic choice. And what if that was like a game? So it was fun, not like some big moral head trip. Oh, yes, you should pursue meaning because it's the spiritual thing to do, right? No, screw that. Just screw all of that. Just what makes your life better? And play that like a game. Get good at making your life better. That's the invitation. So if this is interesting to you, heroicmeaning.com, and watch a bunch of free videos that make you think and make your life better. That's what I'm promising. I'm Mark Michael Lewis, the Profitability Coach from heroicmeaning.com and thrivingpartnerships.com. And I leave you with a challenge. Make your deepest happiness your highest priority.